Once you board this ship, there's no turning back. The next ground your feet will touch will be that of the new world. If any of you have lost your nerve, then step away now, and let no one judge you. Very well. Then sail safe and strong, and may the Sapphire Star light your way.
Ahoy there, mateys! I hope you're having a wonderful day. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Captain Dolphin here, bringing you another video. Today, we're going to be talking about Monster Hunter World, the good, the bad, and whether or not it's worth playing nearly 6 years later.
Okay, easy there.
Monster Hunter World was my first endeavor into this sprawling franchise. I originally played back when it released in 2018 on Xbox, and I remember having just an absolute blast playing it. So definitely don't expect this video to be without at least a little bit of bias. I think I racked up around 250 hours on it back then. I'll be sure to throw up a screenshot on screen to confirm that. Anyways, I switched to PC in 2020 and I haven't looked back since, so I never really bothered playing it again. That was the extent of my Monster Hunter journey up until Rise released in 2021, and I picked it up on Switch. I'm sure I'll make a video on that as well one day, but TLDR, it felt too easy compared to World for me. It just never really scratched that itch I was having. Well, with World being on sale for like $20, including Iceborne, I figured there was no better time than now to hop back in and see if my memories of how much I love this game were correct. When starting a new save and creating your character, they give you the option of starting with the Guardian set of armor. Some pretty OP stuff that's meant to rocket you straight through the base game and into Iceborne. But with me being the masochist that I am, I chose to start with no armor in order to have that same day one experience I had before. And I'm currently about 14 hours into my playthrough, and I'm so happy with that decision. There's nothing quite like going up against an Anjanath and actually shitting your pants. But, you know, with that out of the way, let's dive into the actual pros and cons of Monster Hunter World. Off the rip, the first thing I want to mention is the stellar soundtrack this game has. It's definitely in my top 3 for any game soundtrack to date. From the simple cheery melody in Astera to the exciting fast-paced tempo during my first fight with Anjanath. I can't think of a time where I'm doing something in game and the music just feels off in some way. It's never happened. It's always been on point. The second thing I want to mention is the graphics. Now don't get me wrong, I don't think a game needs to have amazing graphics to be a blast to play, but you can't tell me that some stunning visuals don't help the game some, and stunning visuals is exactly what World has to offer. I'm not gonna lie though, I was surprised to see how well this game's held up in that department, given that it's been nearly 6 years. But even now, I still love seeing the different environments in the floor as I'm exploring the new world. All the locations have vastly different areas in them, and there's so much for you little peepers to enjoy as you're exploring the world. Now, if you've ever played a Monster Hunter game before, you already know the drill about this next part. The gameplay loop and the combat, they're practically one and the same. Take some over-the-top weapon out, fight an awesome looking creature, use the parts from that to make an even better weapon, and rinse and repeat the process. The concept is simple, but the combat is as complex as you'll allow it to be. With 14 different weapons, all with their own massive array of choices to choose from, you can spend hundreds of hours trying out different builds and ideas. In this video, you'll see the only weapon I'm really using is the Charge Blade. 14 hours in, I'm still pretty awful with it, but I'm having a ton of fun. When I first played World, I think I used the Greatsword, a massive blade that rewards learning the monster's movements so you can connect that nasty final blow of the combo. I love that weapon so much, but I wanted to try something new this time around. I'll definitely be trying out some more weapons soon though, but for now I'm going to stick with learning the Charge Blade. Now let's not pretend World is all sunshine and rainbows. It has its flaws. My biggest being how cut up the co-op experience is. I'll make a lobby and my friend joins. Easy, right? But then in order for them to help out, I have to go into the assignment by myself, search for the monster I'm supposed to be hunting, watch an unskippable cutscene, and only then can he join and help me fight the monster halfway through the fight. Now that could take anywhere from like 5 minutes for the super easy ones, or up to like 20 or 25 minutes in some cases where he's just sitting in a stair just waiting. Without a doubt, this is my biggest complaint with World, and honestly, basically my only one. My only other, quote, complaint is the movement, specifically how long it can take to get from point A to point B on the map. But I'll say it's only because at Monster Hunter Rise you have a pretty sick Palamute mount to ride around on, so it's debatable how much of a con that can really be in World, since it was before that was ever really a thing. In closing, I will leave you with what is, without a doubt, the best part of Monster Hunter World.